And we are live. Hello,
And we have
everybody.
bubbles.
Yes, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Moon Scarab channel. My name is Ramon, and welcome to a special show that I decided to put together called Tell Me More. And this is a show that hopefully I could keep doing in the future. It's sharing with friends from our community and having just a casual conversation about life, about things that we like, and throwing some cards to share stories. How well, let me introduce you first, my guests. You know all of them. They don't need introduction. We're gonna start with the awesome Miss Tarot D. She is our special guest today.
We're
It's
not worthy. We're not worthy.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Wayne's really
She hardly makes appearances, but when she does, we have to take advantage of her being around because it's just an event. So welcome, Miss Tarot D.
Thank you. Hi, babies. Kisses and hugs to all of you. Oh,
Yes, we have the awesome
Oh,
Heather from
hi
Indigo
everybody.
Jaguar. Hello, Heather. Heather's been with me in
Mm,
so many shows, and I've been in
It's
shows
been
with
a
her.
hot minute.
It's been a while. Yeah, I
Mhm.
haven't. I did a live the other day, but before that, I was two months that I took a break, and I missed everybody. I missed you.
Mm.
You're like
I'm
my
getting my
my
remote
buddy.
fix, so this is nice. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you, of course. And down here, I have
What the
Miss Ginger
fame?
Fae.
What the Faye?
Hello,
It's
Miss.
What
past
the
my
fame?
bedtime, Ramon.
What the Fae? I know, but it's Saturday. It's Saturday. I don't work tomorrow. You don't work tomorrow, and it's a great
Got
time
a
to have a
3-day
conversation about.
weekend.
Yes,
Ooh,
actually, yes, a holiday.
another
I
one.
forgot about that. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and
it's
so
not
let me
like
give.
President's Day.
Yes, yes, and
We need to
with
rename the
Gin,
holiday.
I've done several shows with Miss Ginger Fae as well. We most recent Tarot Normal,
Mm,
and I'm looking forward to go back to that
yay.
because it was very, very interesting. And thank you everybody for being here. I'm gonna say hi briefly in a second,
Hi,
but first
Maggie.
I want to talk about the concept of today's show. Like I mentioned, I have a lot of people who I consider friends and people who I'm very close to in the community. It's not just these four. There's a lot of beautiful people in our community, and I'm looking forward to talk with a lot of you in the In Orbit show, but also here in a more casual format. So the idea came through because I was in Target the other day and I came across this awesome deck of cards. It was on clearance, and it's called Inner Circle. And it says the lively party game to find out how well you really know each other. So it's a deck of cards with like casual questions that you
Mhm.
ask. The intention is you ask yourself, and I guess you ask your friend. You ask yourself if your friend knows you. Let me see. Let me see
As
how I can
well as
phrase
you
it
think
correctly.
you did.
Yes, I pull a card and I ask a question and I will say if I know you, by knowing what's your favorite ice cream flavor. But it's different. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna pull a card and pose a question like my favorite ice cream flavor is, and I'll talk about things that I like, etc. And I'll pull a tarot card and expand the conversation using that. So each one of us is gonna have a deck of cards and we will pull a card and
Hmm.
just share stories, and it's just like so many casual questions like my biggest vice is my favorite season is, etc. um
Mm,
so that's the concept of the show, and in reality it's not just answer the question, it's just like share stories and have a, I don't know, like a fun conversation, some laughs, and
Almost
I'm sure
kind of
we
like
will.
Madonna's Truth or Dare, but this is Ramon's kind of version of Truth or Dare, right?
I guess, I mean,
That's what I
there's
thought of when I was.
well, we could
no,
do that someday.
But that's not quite for. We gotta stay relatively PG,
and
right?
and and we have a lot of great people here in chat. And if you want to share as well what things you like or want to answer some of the questions, please let us know. Just post it in the comments and we will share it. Okay. But before we do that, let's say hi to a few people who are watching us right now. We have Joyful Journey.
Hey,
Hello,
Jen.
Jen. Great to see you. We had the awesome Magus.
Magus.
Love you, Magus. Great to see you. We have Nancy from A Crohn's
See.
Intuition. Hello, Nancy. We have Hershey, the Shadow
Hey,
Reader.
Yoshi.
Hello, Hershey. Great seeing you. I haven't seen you in a while.
Uh-huh.
Joanne Miranda. Hello, Joanne. We have, of course, Ginger Fae. She's here. Linda Fraser. Hello,
Linda.
Linda. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. You're always supporting all the channels, so thank you. We have Rossi. Hello,
Hey,
Rossi.
Rossi,
We have
Rosanna.
Essence of the Moon. That's
Oh,
Celia.
hello,
Selena.
Celia.
Hello,
Selena.
Selena.
Nice to meet you.
Is that is it Selena?
It's Selena
Selena.
with a
Selena.
C.
Hello, Selena. Great to see
Yeah.
you. We have Desiree. Oh, Desiree. Hello, Desiree. Who else do we
The
have?
strawberry queen.
Patsy.
Yes.
Hello, Patsy. Great
I
to
don't
see
know
you.
Patsy. Hi, Patsy. She's new.
She's beautiful.
Patsy. No, no,
Gorgeous.
she's been around. Yeah, she is. We have Rainbow Goddesses.
I love that name.
Cute.
Rainbow
Goddess
Goddess.
82.
Hello.
I love it.
I love all the
Great to
new
see
peeps.
you.
The spring.
We have Mo
Michelle.
Saik.
Hello.
Hello.
She's
We
new.
have
Bobby Boo.
we
Sorry.
have Bobby.
Bobby.
Great to see you. I'm actually planning to do an in orbit show with Bobby very soon. In orbit with.
Awesome.
He's gonna be my
Awesome.
next guest. It's long overdue, so it's coming soon. We have Maruta, Madame
Maruta.
Maru, House of Cards. Great to see you. Viviani, the awesome
Hey.
Viviani. Fatima. Hello, Fatima. Great to see you.
Oh, Fatima.
You're awesome. And who else? Let's
Biggest
see.
supporter.
Mm-hmm.
Hector Rico.
Hector. I know
Hector.
Is
him.
that
I love that
Hector? Oh, hi,
thumbnail.
Hector Rico.
That's why
Rico
Rico.
Suave.
he's
Joanne
making
Miranda.
even.
Not sure if I say hi, but hello, Joanne. And I think that's it. Everybody's chatting around. So great to see everybody. All right. So you
Man,
guys are ready with your deck of cards?
I'm supposing. I'm supposing.
I have to say, Miss Haroldy, I love your look. I saw you on the previous show and you had a red wig.
no,
You
tell,
look
tell,
you
tell,
look
tell everybody,
tell what?
tell everybody what you said.
Yes.
Wow, it's that you look like a strawberry Queen Elizabeth.
Ooh.
That's not what you said.
What did I say?
You said that I look like Queen Elizabeth dipped in strawberry.
Glaze.
Strawberry glaze.
That's better. I
Glaze
could have said
donut.
it's strawberry lube.
Ooh. I don't know, but
The strawberry.
Uh,
I didn't
it,
say that. I'm
it
sorry.
was such a fun live. That was,
Yeah, I love
it's,
the hair because it actually looked like Queen Elizabeth's hair,
yeah,
and with the tiara and everything.
the
But I
tiara.
like this too. Is that you're
It's all
refreshed the look?
Victorian Renaissance. You're such a
I gotta get me
Renee.
one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I
Totally.
love,
But I like
love
it.
wearing that crown. And we got into
Mm-hmm.
a lovely conversation how it's important that all queens wear their tiaras and crowns all the time, either walking around the house or wherever, just to make themselves feel special. So
Hmm.
everybody should buy a little tiara or a little crown because
oh,
Ramona's
un
more of a
momento.
king than a queen, and just wear it and just be your best, elegant, regal self.
Hmm. That's
All
very
right, this
nice.
is as close as I
Oh,
can get.
now everybody went for their tiara.
I don't know where my tiara is.
There
I
you
don't have a crown.
go.
This won't stay on long. I have a tiara. I just don't know where it is. Oh, it's the one I
Okay, you
wore.
have a crown. I'm surprised.
Un momento, I do.
Oh, I love Viviani's comment. She
What?
says, "My dentist made sure I wear my crown."
Oh, there you go, Viviani. Yes.
There you love it.
Okay.
Uh, Bobby's wearing his.
I'm wearing.
There we
Let's
go.
see.
Okay.
Everybody's wearing their tiaras.
I don't know if you
Miss
can see
Taro
mine. It
D,
blends in with my hair.
your words had an impact. Putting my
It,
household tiara. I
it's
definitely
all
love my
about
crown.
Valentine's Day. It's all about self love and
Hmm.
self appreciation
It's all
and
red.
That's pretty,
fiery.
Ginger.
worshiping our inner goddesses or inner kings.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Hmm. All right. Love it. All right. So are we ready?
Okay.
Think so.
Okay. What deck are we using? So the one I'm using
It
is
depends on the
the
question.
Tarot Original 909. Um,
Ooh,
The
I
round
thought
one.
it was the round one.
I love that. I have it. It's so much fun.
Ooh. I don't think I've
Yes,
seen
the
that
round
one.
one. It's actually the first time I use it, and I thought it was ideal because the name of the card game is actually Inner Circle,
Wow.
so it makes sense to use this.
Ooh,
Hmm.
All
very
right.
cool.
The very first YouTube recording that I
There we
did
go.
was a flip through of that deck.
Oh,
oh,
really?
Yeah. Isn't
Hmm.
that something?
Yes, you look very
Robin's
different
here.
back then.
Yes. Yes. I did not have a wig on.
All right, Robin is here.
Where?
Yes. Hello, Robin. Great to see you.
Robin. Is she
All
crowning
right,
yet?
I'm gonna flip
I
through the
like that.
cards, and we'll get started. Okay.
Okay.
First question I got is, or the first card says the number of pair of sneakers I own is
2. Oh,
two.
we were supposed to
All
go
right. Well,
first. Sorry.
why don't you?
Sorry.
Okay,
And then we
you
pull a
started.
card as
So
well.
yes, and that it's your. I guess you get started, Heather. Two
Uh,
pairs. Why do you own two pairs?
so it's going to be kind of funny, right?
Uh
Well, okay, I got an oracle and a tarot, so I've got the He-Man because I need a different perspective from time to time with my 2 different pairs of sneakers, and they help me meditate.
your two pair of
Is that what
sneakers.
we're
How's
supposed
that?
to do? Oh,
No,
I don't
whatever
know.
you
I
want to
like to
share
use
is like whatever you want to share. Why do you own two pairs, or I
because
don't
that's all
know.
I can afford. But I have Skechers. I love my Skechers.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I like the all black Skechers with support because of my back and my knees. Nothing glamorous here, but then if everybody remembers back in the day, I got it's all about the bass girl Megan Trainor had her own
Uh-huh.
like dance or no her own shoe come out through Skechers with the roses on it.
Uh-huh.
That's packed away right now, but it was to help for short people, kind of give them a little boost, and she would dance in them. I fell in love with those, and I have a pair of those as well. But for
Oh,
me,
that's
I'm a sneaker girl. I like boots and
She's got
stuff,
her
but
trainers on.
so I'm a trainer's on. There you go. But yeah, because of the shape of my feet, I've never been able to wear heels or anything. So black boots, the small chunk, or my sneakers have always been my go-tos. Yep, and
Yeah.
Shan loves his Crocs too. So
Bobby
Uh,
says I love my Crocs.
I've
I
never
think
understood that, but okay.
the Crocs I have a pair of Crocs that my partner got for me. I mean, I still have them. They're actually red, and they're very convenient actually. I don't like to use them to go outside. I use them in the house,
Hmm.
but I think they're convenient, you know.
yeah, Shan loves his. Just slips his feet right into
What
them, and
I don't like, what I don't like is when I go to the supermarket or whatever and I see people dress in jammies and they have like these slippers that are like I don't know, like puffy. And it's like you just woke up from bed, you literally went to the supermarket with
Hmm.
all everything that you use in the house, and I'm sure you go back to bed in that. That's how I feel. I
For
don't know.
real.
mm-hmm.
They even wear
Yeah.
the jammies to school, and they finally made a rule: no jammies to school.
It's ridiculous.
Oh, to school? What, the
Yeah,
moms or the kids?
The kids,
kids.
Really?
they like their jammy pants. I mean, they're
I
like
see those all
Uh,
the time in
wearing a
Walmart.
nicer pair of sweats, is what they're kind of like. You want to be
mm-hmm.
comfy.
Yeah.
Sweats are for
All
gym
right.
class. That's what we were taught.
And then when they go
All
for a
right.
job, they don't know how to dress
Mm,
professionally.
agreed.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. Yeah. Sometimes I've interviewed people that I don't know if they're going to the supermarket in the corner or what. It's like people had lost that sense of like presentation.
The only
Like
Mhm.
time I wore slippers anywhere, my house slippers, is when I was pregnant and I had Barney Rubble feet. I could not fit in my shoes and
My
I had to
God.
wear my house slippers.
oh really? All right. I'll
I
answer the question next. The number of pair of sneakers I own, I actually have three, but I have a problem. I go through a lot of sneakers very often. Um, this is very personal, but I'm gonna share it.
uh-huh.
I get
You wear
smelly,
sneakers
f-
instead.
I get smelly feet very often. I have a problem. My feet sweat so much
Mhm.
that after, a month or two, I have to discard my sneakers and get new ones.
My brother had that same issue.
Yeah, it drives me
I
nuts,
was just
and
going to
it
say, where's the
ever
Yep,
since I
there we
was
go.
no, 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 but I'm very careful with that. I use foot powder and spray and everything, but still, So I have three, but it's three that I alternate because I go through a lot. And I pulled the Nine of Pentacles, and this is a card of material comfort, of luxury, and it kind of it brought me back to my childhood when I was a teen actually. I
Hmm.
remember, my parents we were raised in the middle class, but my parents were very hard workers and they were saving to be able to buy a house. So, like, I didn't grow up with like kids nowadays. They had Nikes and like 20 pairs of
oh,
sneakers and
Jordan?
everything. I just had like the
Jordans. Yeah.
basic, yeah, like the basic brands, you know? And I remember that I always wanted to have like a pair of Nikes. And it for me that was a very stressful thing because I felt that I wasn't fitting with other people around until I got my first pair. And could you believe it, the first day I put it on, that day rained and they got ruined.
Oh
Oh,
no.
Yeah, but then looking back, sometimes I think if I can go back and talk to myself
Hmm.
Mhm.
teenager, just to let him know that that's pointless. You know, I
Mhm.
will maybe like give him a pair of sneakers, Nike sneakers, the ones you want, because I wanted Nike Air, with the compressed air and everything. They were like so in the 80s.
Mhm.
Um, but then looking back, like a lot of things that we get stressed about, especially like socially, how people see us or whatever,
Mhm.
it's significant,
And
as we
kids
go
would
through
get
in
robbed
life
by other kids and sometimes shot for them as well. At least they happened
for
a
their
couple
sneakers.
times in Buffalo when those came out. I remember that. Yeah,
Yeah,
kids were getting
it's and
shot and
it
mugged for them. Hmm.
and it still happens.
Yeah.
But
It's
nobody wants Ramon sneakers. Nobody's going to buy.
no. Yeah.
not even
They,
at the garage
No, you
sale.
don't.
they would
No,
they would
and
probably
the thing
rob
is,
the sneakers and then throw them back
Oh, what
they will
happened?
actually use the sneakers as weapons.
as a
As
weapon.
weapons. Miss Tarot D, tell us how
Speaking of,
many pair of sneakers do you own? And pull a
so
card.
I have two, but I really only wear one.
Mm.
They're black. They're it's with the N, not Nike. What's the other one? Little
Balance.
New Balance.
New
Yes,
Balance. Yes.
because they're like really they're highly recommended for people who have issues walking or with their feet. And I
Hmm.
have neuropathy, so I need a
Mm.
nice. So some days
Me too.
I can't wear my dress shoes to work. So I'll wear my black sneakers so they go with my look, with my clothes. Uh, and then I have um, Jeezys. Is that what they call them? Jeezys, sleazies.
Hmm.
It's another. It's not a Croc, but it's a very comfortable shoe. Whatever
Hmm.
Hmm.
I wear in the house all the time. Very very comfortable. But I'm a firm believer. I'm one of these people. You don't wear your house shoe out in streets
Right.
because then they
No,
get
no.
dirty. You
Hmm.
get dirty. You bring in the dirt into your house.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I take
So
my shoes off before coming in.
yes,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
stay at the entrance. Yeah.
yes. Well, that's because your feet stink, but that's
No,
yeah.
no, because I don't want to bring all that
Oh,
bacteria in.
Ramon.
Right. Your
Like I
husband
I
wanted to
never
bring that back in that.
I'm I'm ruined after for the rest of my life with that by
You
saying
are.
that.
You
Yes.
indulge too much.
Yeah, no embarrassment. It's not my fault. I addressed the
No,
issue.
no. I will not tease you any further on that. Um, I
Right.
appreciate you sharing.
Not today.
Not, no more, no more. But the card that I pulled is, believe it or not, and that's the King of Pentacles in reverse. And that is
Mm.
because I'm too cheap to buy a lot of shoes.
Are you? What's the most expensive shoe that you purchased?
I don't know. I don't like shopping, so I tell my husband buys all my shoes and
Oh,
Your manager.
my
Your husband
manager.
is your manager.
Yes,
That's why I
That's
keep
tell
an eye
awesome.
on sales. Yep.
hmm
All right.
so I don't know how much things cost.
That was awesome.
you don't want to
All
know.
right, Miss
Yeah.
Miss Ginger Fae.
Hmm. Funny enough, I've only ever had one pair. But recently I realized when I wear black, the white tinnies don't actually look. It depends on what kind of black you're wearing. So then I
Hmm.
purchased a black pair, and then I have a gray pair because gray is just one of the favorite colors I love to wear. And I recently got a pair of purplish. I need new walking shoes, so I'm embarrassed to say that I have four pair now, and they're all
No.
Skechers by chance.
Well, Skechers
Why
are
embarrass?
comfortable.
They're very
Yeah.
good. They're very good. Well, I never used to. I mean, for up until my 40s, I only probably owned two pair of shoes. I had a tennis shoe and I had a nice shoe. Then I got into sandals, and then it's like here in the South, if you don't wear sandals, you're not in the South. So, my shoe collection did grow a little bit being here, but four pair. And let me just say, when you guys were talking about keeping up with the Joneses for your tennis shoes, being embarrassed, I grew up poor,
Mm-hmm.
and my grandmother had bought me a pair of shoes from Kmart, and this snippy girl had Pumas, and I always wanted some Pumas. She's like, "But what kind are you wearing?" I said, I'm wearing Kmart shoes, and my grandmother bought them for me, and I'm proud of these shoes. My grandmother bought them for me. But anyway, the card I pulled, we've got the Knight of Wands here, Knight of Fire. And I thought, how would that relate? But it's like, it's true. They take me where I need to go, and with a little
Hmm.
finesse. And yeah, I click my heels together and go to magic places.
Let's
That's
go.
awesome. Love
That's
it.
a good card.
All right. So next card.
Yes, dear.
Yes. All right. Next card. My first. Let me go on the big
Yeah.
screen. My first job was,
Ooh.
and we're gonna start with Heather, since she
Oh,
started.
boy, my first job. Well, my mom was a waitress. So my first job was being the people that sit customers down at a table. Her boss would let me come in and work.
Huh?
And so I would bring them, ask them what they wanted to drink. I would bring them coffee. I would bring them their water. And then I would bust the tables afterwards.
How
So
old were
that
you?
really was my first job. And I would get like paid, the waitresses would share some of their tips with me to help turn over the tables and stuff. Um, Now, that's not the same as my first paid job, which was working in college for the work program. But I'll stick to the busting the tables because my mom had me started doing that when I was, 12, 13 years old or so. So that'll just be my, um, let's see what
I
card did
always
I,
wanted, I always wanted to work on those like summer programs.
mm,
For me, it was like, but it didn't happen until, I mean, I never got to do it until I got my first like job, real job.
Hmm.
my favorite job I think I've had of all time is being a security guard for an art museum in Buffalo, the Albright Knox Art Gallery. So I have a lot of wonderful
Nice.
memories from that. So, but the
Mm-hmm.
card that I pull, especially this makes sense too, having to bust tables and because I hated it. I hated the waitress and the way people treated, the waitresses and the waiting staff. So
Oh,
I got the 5 of Swords. So the customers would bully you. They would be mean. You would try
Mm-hmm.
to be nice and if you didn't get something right, they were nasty. And so, but also too, I noticed that the wait staff did that to them, to each other as well. Kind of like trying to win at all costs, kind of thing, trying to, get, well, this is my table or that's your table.
oh
And, how
yeah.
they would try to steal,
Uh-huh.
tips and tables and things. So, yeah, and not always the best, but so yeah, I think that fits perfectly.
Wow.
I
Mm.
really do.
That's
Yeah, we have some comments here. Robin said, "My first job was mowing lawns," and he pulled a Seven of Pentacles card. I would love to hear
Nice
your
story.
stories, Robin. So I
That
have to
makes
have
sense.
you in this show.
Yeah.
Um, uh, my first job was babysitting. A Six
Dad!
of Cup kinds of card. Yeah, totally, definitely.
Babysitting.
Joanne,
Yes, that too. Hmm.
That's a
bus
given.
girl at a
Yeah.
restaurant. Linda de Gonzalez, hello, Linda. She
Hello,
was
Yeah.
12,
Linda.
cleaning motel rooms with my
Oh.
mother, 90 cents an hour.
Oh, I thought it said $90
Yes.
an hour for a
I
second.
know it's gonna be
Like,
like that's not how
whoa,
much we were paid for cleaning hotel
Hershey,
rooms.
my first legal
first
job was in
legal job.
Tallahassee as Long John
I
Silver's.
like that legal job.
I still love Long John Silver.
Yes.
I worked for the Incredible
As greasy
Edibles
as he is.
Deli.
I remember
That's
Credible Edibles. Yeah,
Oh
incredible.
yeah.
Those looked yummy actually.
ooh,
I'm on the
and Miss
big
Terrell D
screen
made
still.
us sassy comment, of course, as
of
always.
course.
Hershey, what was your first illegal job? I bet that was more interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I
Yeah.
froze. Let's see. Did
A little
I?
bit.
you're
Yes, I
yeah.
did.
With your
And it's
tongue
not a
sticking out.
flattering.
That's
All
punishment.
right, look at that.
Very
But yeah,
Let me get.
babysitting actually would have been really, yeah, my but that was a given. If you were like I was an aunt, so it was a given, you
mhm.
know, having to, babysit my niece and nephew and oh God, that was birth control. I love them, but that showed me that I was not mommy material. I couldn't handle kids. Mm-mm.
Mm,
It was too
all right.
stressful.
I'm gonna restart my camera, but I'm gonna continue with Miss Terrell D. Okay.
What was the question again?
Your
The
first.
question was,
Your
my
first job.
first job was.
Oh, I thought you said something else about a job.
My first blank job was.
Uh, what's the,
Whatever do you mean, you two? My
uh,
virgin ears.
my
Uh,
first job
Demon.
was I worked on a cruise ship. It was called,
Ooh.
yes, it was called Noah's Ark. It was my job to feed all the animals.
The human animals or the furry animals?
Oh
Oh,
my
I'm telling
Or
you,
God.
the
this
furry
picture's old.
human?
You all don't want to
Let me
believe
guess, your boss was
Hey,
Moses. His name was
Jonathan.
Moses, right?
it. No, but uh,
Yeah.
I have to say, okay, so I come from a family that's very traditional and from my like basically the country. And my parents, when we got here, they were not really about education. Their thing is you need to work and earn a living. So when I was 13, um, we went. My brother was already working as a busboy in a restaurant, and we went in, and I lied, and I said I was 14 because you had to be 14
Ooh.
to work as a truck
Mhm.
executive. And so my first job was working as a busboy. Um, and I loved it. It was a French Canadian restaurant. The food was amazing, and I remember uh, the chefs had made shark, and I was like, "Ooh, what's that?" And they're like shark, and I was like, "Ew," because I was a kid, and they were so upset. And they made a plate, and they said, "Sit down and eat that right away." Right,
Oh,
and I ate it, and it was delicious. So then, whenever I saw something that I was curious about, I would kind of look at it and go, ugh, and they would always make me a
There
sample.
you go.
so you were fed well.
Yes.
But I loved it because I learned. I mean, I always had manners, but you learn appropriate restaurant manners, and you learn how to carry yourself in certain
Mhm.
environments and situations with a sense of decorum and class. You learn about different types of food, and it really, really socialized. And I learned a lot. And we made I when I look back, this was back in the early '80s, 1780s. Ramon, I know he's going crazy. 1780s. Uh, we were making $100 a week on tips, and that was a lot.
Wow. For
Yeah,
a
That was a lot of
14 year
money
old.
back then.
for a 14-year-old. And when we got home, my mother would take our money to help pay for the bills. So then my older brother, he taught me, he's like, take a 20 and hide it in your shoe. So this way you at least have some spending money for the week. So I said, oh, very good advice. So I would take 20 and put it in my shoe and have money to spend, and we give my mother the rest to help pay for the rent and the bills and things like that.
Oh, sweet.
Yes. And I basically, I have to say, I worked straight through my all my life from the age of uh, from that first job till current. The only time I didn't work was when I was a monk, and we already did that story. But even that was work. And when I went to graduate school, because I had gotten a full academic scholarship,
Scholarship. Ooh.
my
Nice.
master's, and I had to be a full time student. I couldn't work. So I took 2 years just to be a student. But other than that, I've worked my whole life. And then even to this day, I'll go down to the corner and I'll make some coin. Uh, you know,
I thought it
my
was the strip club. Did you move back to the corner?
I had to go to the corner because
Oh
It's the
no,
light
see, I thought the
pole
strip
on the
club was where the
corner.
money
She
was.
does the corner of the strip club.
the
So she has
yes,
Oh.
two
the,
jobs right there.
the
She
strip
leaves one
club
and
got
goes
a
to the
little.
other.
Yes, it was a
She
little
had to
hard.
start somewhere. It's with the light pole on the corner before she moved in.
There you
The
go.
strip club, they would throw pennies at me, Heather.
Oh.
As tips. And then it was very hard carrying all those nickels and dimes home. Uh,
What
so I
was
had to
that
go.
Those
in the
added up
Yeah,
in the
though.
40s? What
Taking
year
the
was
that
we're
coins
talking
back.
about?
that was recent. But the card that I pulled, which is very appropriate, believe it or not, is the Eight of Pentacles.
Eight of
It's
Oh,
Yeah,
all
Pentacles.
about
there
hard
perfect.
you
work.
go.
And look, she's a stripper.
Well, there you go.
And if
Look at
Bobby
that.
is watching this, I pulled this out especially for Bobby because it's the erotic fantasy tarot. And he was using
Mm.
it the other night, and I said, "Oh, I have that."
Ooh.
Oh,
Yes, and I was a little disappointed. I thought it was going to be a little bit more risque than it is, but it's very, very
there are those out there. I've seen them.
Mm-hmm.
yes. I have some. I have some. Yeah, but this
Oh,
All
is,
right.
but it's a very pretty deck. If you want
mm.
something
That's awesome.
different.
All right. So it's my turn. I apologize. I had an issue with my camera. I'm using now the laptop camera, which is not that good, but I'm back. So my first job was working actually at a supermarket. I started as a cashier at uh, a big supermarket back in Puerto Rico. I was 16 years old, and I've been working ever since. And I stayed at that job for like 4 years. all my way through high school. And I remember that back then the minimum wage, we're talking about, what year was that?
90.
1990. Yeah, 19, yeah, it
It
was
was like
actually,
225 for me for minimum when I,
yes,
you
that's what
know,
it was. That's what it
225.
was. It was, I remember it was like November of 1990 when I started. And that was the minimum wage back then. It was like $2 something. And it's crazy because back then, like, you will go to Burger King, for example, because there was a Burger King right across the supermarket, and a Whopper, fries, and a soda was 2.99.
Oh, so you used to
And
eat meat in the past.
yes,
Okay. Well, I didn't know. Some people, right at the start, they don't like it. And so
what the what?
Meat.
eat meat. I've known there's some kids that,
Oh
the
yes,
minute they
yes.
start
I
to
mean,
get old enough where they're
I
like, they
was a
don't want to.
teen.
So,
I was a teen. I was at in my
yeah, my
tender
mom was like, you'll eat
16
what I
years
put in
old.
front of you.
Yeah, I didn't become a vegetarian till it's 2008, so it's what, like 16 years
Okay.
ago. Some, yeah. Um, but yeah, back then, and with those $2 something, of course, I was in high school. I didn't have like bills or anything. I I remember I was able to save, buy flowers and gifts for my girlfriend that I had back then.
Oh.
Um,
Hmm.
yeah, but I learned so much, because when I was a kid, I really didn't have much friends. But
Same
once I
here.
started working,
Really?
I was,
You?
I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Oh
Really?
my God, yeah, I was
I
painfully
was a
shy.
loner. Oh, really?
Yeah, I was
You were what?
painfully
Uh,
shy.
what were you when you were a child? What were you? I didn't hear that. Sorry.
A loner,
Painfully
she said.
shy.
I was
Really?
painfully shy. Yeah, I was very shy. I was very shy, and it wasn't until I got my first job that I started like gain confidence, learn about the world,
Right.
people. Um,
Mhm.
and I had a lot of very good positive experiences having my first job. um
Sweet.
but I was a 16, so my parents had to authorize me being able
Oh,
to work. And my
Mm.
my mother especially, they always encouraged me to like work and be on my own. And my parents, they've always been there, but they taught me that I have to learn how to resolve my own issues, and it's my own problems, in life. And that's something I always carry with me. My mom always says, "I'm here for you if you need anything," but I try to be independent in that sense. That's something that they taught me.
hmm.
But I pulled the Ace of Cups, and
Ooh.
this actually reminds me that the first time that I ever had a drink was a beer, and it was actually at work. It was
Oh,
at work. I clearly remember I was working
Okay.
in the warehouse of the supermarket, and they had this whole pallet of a beer. And I started
Mm.
popping open because I wanted to see how it tasted, and I liked the bitterness of it. So I had one, two,
Oh,
three.
no.
oh my goodness.
Oh,
I
that sounds the
short
best. I shoulder down this.
shortly after.
How many people got free food?
Oh my, yeah, like opening like the chips and stuff when you were a
Yeah.
kid. I remember I used to eat a lot like Chunkies, the Chunky, the
Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
chocolate.
candy bars.
Oh my
Yep.
I don't
God.
like chocolate anymore. I don't like chocolate
Ooh,
as an adult.
I
I,
never
I don't
liked
like
it.
Oh,
chocolate.
I love
I
it.
hardly eat candy, but back then I used to like Chunky. I
They
used to
used to
eat a
have
lot of
raisins in it,
Chunkies.
right?
Yes.
The
Yeah.
Chunkies.
Some of them.
Uh-huh. But I popped open like 3 or 4 beers. I remember I started glug 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 glug,
Oh
and then
dear.
my parents went to pick me up, and they couldn't figure out why was I laughing at every stupid thing that they were saying.
Oh,
I
Ramon
think
was
yes. Till this day, they never asked me
Your
either.
obnoxious. Yeah.
evangelical Christian parents
Yes,
did not
Yeah.
yes.
smell
Mm-mm.
beer on
They did
their
not.
16-year old
Right.
16, 16.
shy
I
son who all of a sudden became blah, 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 at a bar.
yeah.
I always liked the ultra wine. I always try to take like a little longer sip. I'm like, oh,
And
this
I
is
remember
good.
it was Budweiser. It was
Ugh,
Budweiser.
Budweiser.
It was
Budweiser.
just
Ugh.
horrible. Like it's horrible.
Oh, no,
Oh
no.
God.
Oh my
How
God.
Oh
about
Did you?
my.
you, Miss Ginger Fae? What was your first job?
Well, my first kind of My mother worked in a convalescent home, and I would go with her on Sundays and volunteer. And so, in a way, that was my first job. I would just help, feed the elderly, and just I really got close to some of them. And one day, which reminds me of the card that I pulled, I heard this woman yelling out, "Blue boy, blue boy, blue boy." So I'm investigating, where's this voice coming from? So I go in the room, and here's this woman. She goes, "Oh, blue boy, will you go get my yellow Mustang? Or no, will you go get my car? Because I'm leaving today." And I said, "Okay, what kind of car is this?" Mind you, I am in 7th grade, maybe.
Uh-huh.
And she says, "It's the yellow Mustang." I said, "Okay, okay." The following week, I'm hearing, "Blue boy, blue boy." And I go in there and I
Blue
said,
boy.
"How are you?" And she goes, "I'm leaving today. Will you get my car?" And I said, "Sure. What car do you have?" "I have a red Corvette." So every week but it was always a sports car. And for that, it's funny enough, I pull this car because she called me Blue Boy, this card. And this is the hanged one. So, yeah, it really gave me a new perspective on aging and how much these people really needed. And back then didn't realize, but I'm sure I had the light, and they loved this youth. And
Mm-hmm.
how some of them never had people come visit them anymore. It was kind of
Right.
sad, but for me to go and brighten someone's day who
Yeah.
didn't have much conversation with others. But my first paid job was at a major pharmacy. It was in Nevada, called Retired Persons Pharmacy, which
Really?
later became AARP.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh,
I
Oh,
worked in the prescriptions department, really just filing, and then maybe calling a doctor's office, can they have a refill type of thing. That was not glamorous at all. I got the Chariot for that one, and there were opposing forces to be fought in a pharmacy with, your managers and such like that. Don't do as they do, basically. But it did get my foot in the door of making money and saving money and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So um, that's about it. So, but I really enjoyed volunteering at the what they used to call convalescent homes. Now they're not called that anymore, but care homes. But
the
I
chariot could
enjoyed
work with the
making the light
cars
for
too.
others. What's that?
The chariot could go with the cars too that you had to go get for that lady.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Look
exactly.
at my
Totally.
chariot.
Yeah. And
So
that was awesome. And we have some comments. Maruta says, "Chunky doesn't taste like chocolate to me."
I never
Yeah, I
liked it
haven't had
because it
it
was
in
too much
years.
chocolate.
Yeah. And Robin says, "Are those your smelly shoes or is that beer on your breath?" That would be my comment.
oh
Oh,
my
Ramon, you just
God,
opened the door to
I'm telling
Robin!
you. I'm telling you, I'm ruined now. My reputation in the
Oh,
community is like I'm
there
the
you
smelly
go.
feet guy.
There you go.
All right, let's pull another card.
Ramon, we
Uh
can process your feelings about all that later afternoon.
what am I gonna do, right? All right.
Ramon, I'm
Next
We
thinking
card.
all
my
love,
my
we,
crown here looks like your Scarab emblem.
oh
Oh,
yeah.
that's right.
hmm
Yes, you're right.
Uh, Anyways, next question.
All right. Next question. So the card says, the first concert I went to was,
Oh
Oh, that'll be
no.
fun.
Oh,
yes.
Oh
Let's start with
no.
Heather.
No.
S-
I had to stop there
Why?
because I had a good time at that concert. But back in the day, even though I liked other bands from the 80s, like the Go-Go's and stuff and whatnot, I never got to go to those concerts. But the first concert that I was able to go to was the Monkeys.
Yay!
That's
oh,
awesome.
It was the tour after the reunion tour, and my friend Gina and I went, and Yeah, that was my first concert. And not, long before that or after that, I got to actually meet Mickey and got to have a few things signed by him. Those
Oh,
things
I
are
think you
long
said
gone.
and got to have sex with him.
Oh,
Oh God, no. He was my favorite,
Mickey
but
Gerald
Dolenz
D.
was your favorite?
behave.
and he's the only one that's still standing. So he's the last monkey standing. But yeah, it was at Melody Fair,
Mhm.
and Melody Fair was a concert place here in North Tonawanda. It's been gone for now for about, I think, 15, 20 years now, but it was one of those in the rounds, and it was popular. I mean, so many groups from, like the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s played there, and so no matter where you were, you got to see everybody. It was all in the round, so there really wasn't a bad seat. And the opening act was Weird Al Yankovic.
Mm. Oh, that's
But
fun. That
But
must
yeah,
have
I
been
still
fun.
love to go back and listen to music, from the Monkees from back when I was a freshman and sophomore in high school. And then
Hmm.
thank God I got into heavy metal after that, and but still, I like to go back and
Mm.
reminisce.
I
And
think we
so,
have a troll in chat. My first
Uh-oh.
troll.
Oh,
That's my
Tarot
first
Destroyer.
troll
I
really?
haven't seen them
ever.
in
Oh
ages.
wow.
Yeah.
Let me see. So, first
Someone
concert.
can
Oh, you were
block him.
13. Oh my God, Linda. You probably got to see them when Mickey was the age that I like. So,
Yeah.
Six
Mm-hmm.
of
Linda's
Coins.
house. Mm-hmm.
So the Six of Coins was me going actually with a friend. I think it was my mom. Um, I don't know if it was between Jean's parents and my mom. Put money together so that her and I can go and enjoy this concert together. So I can kind of see, the giving of funds to be able to help us go and enjoy. I mean, that was her first concert too, and she still
Mm-hmm.
follows in tours, not tours, but when they're in the area, she will fly and go out and see, all the way up until now. Now that it's just Mickey, but she would go and fly or drive to wherever they would play after all, even after all these years, and she still goes and sees them. So it's
Mm.
pretty cool. But I'm not still into that like I was back then. But yeah, a lot of good memories. That kind of music that help you get through the rough times and stuff. So. And it was always very positive. And then you get older, then you realize what some of their music really was about. But you know, so as
It's.
being a teenager and being naive, and then
Mm-hmm.
you get to grow up and see things from the adult perspective. But yeah, it was
Yes.
good memories. But yeah,
That's
after that, my
awesome.
next
That's
concert was White Snake, and then Def Leppard. So and Queen's right, so that
nice.
worked itself.
Nice. Thank you, Madame Maru, for taking care of the trolls. That was
Oh,
my first troll
oh,
ever.
never mind.
I was going to say, I'm not a mod. I couldn't get him, but Tarot Destroyer used to come on, and I just, was like, oh my gosh, I feel so blessed that you took the time out of your day to come on
Mm-hmm.
my show. How wonderful this is. I feel
Yes.
blessed. And he didn't come back for the longest time. It's the first time I've
Mm-hmm.
seen him about a year.
Yeah. All right. I'm next. So the first concert I went to was I was 20 years old, and it was actually Madonna.
Donna,
I yeah,
I
it
can't
was
stand you. I can't.
what? It was
I can't.
1993.
Mhm.
1993, The Girly Show.
The girl. That was your first concert? Was the
That was my
girly
first
show?
one, The Girly Show.
Oh,
The Girly
Wow.
oh
Show. She went to Puerto
wow.
Rico the first time having a show in Puerto Rico. She went to Puerto Rico, like everybody was like so excited, and I
I've never gotten to
remember
see her. Hmm.
I spent back then you wouldn't like you had to go to the venue to buy tickets. So I spent
Money.
the whole night the night before they were selling tickets in line to buy one. It was like there was hundreds. It was insane, like the amount of people that were waiting. And I bought a ticket back then that was $125 for
Ooh.
1993. That was a
Ooh.
lot of money.
It
It
was. That's
was
why I never got
it
to see her.
Wow.
it was a
It
lot of
was
money.
expensive. Yeah.
Um, but
Bless you.
I got great seats, and it was an awesome experience. Because it's like there's something magical when you see like an artist you really like, especially when you see them the first time. I mean, and it's subsequent times too, because I've been like to every of her tours until the most recent one. I've seen her like many times, but there's something magical when you see them in person. It's not like when you see them in a video or in a photo. It's like three dimensional. You're
Yeah,
there, right there in the environment.
Yeah.
especially
Um,
her.
Yeah.
yeah,
The
it
closest I'll
it
get
wa-
is my DVD player watching one of her concerts. So yeah, that's
yeah.
it. And you get to sing with her. I mean,
I
she
know
hands
twice
you the
and
microphone and you
twice,
got to sing with her
twice.
twice.
That's
I mean,
a
come on
yes.
now.
And
That's
I have
awesome.
proof, and I have proof too.
That's awesome,
But that's
Ramon.
another story.
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
the card I pull is the Five of Pentacles, and this is a card that represents
Interesting.
hardship. Um, it's I always interpret read this card also as cards of people who are survivors, right? Because they're not there to die. They just don't lay down to die. They try to make an effort in spite of the difficulties they're facing. The weather, their physical impairments, etc. But this brings me back to I'm thinking about the discomfort of this because in 1999, I was in Germany and I went to see a show of Marilyn Manson in
Oh,
What?
In
I
Berlin.
would love it.
I love
Marilyn
Marilyn
Oh,
Manson.
I love
Manson.
Melon.
I love Marilyn. I don't like
Oh
heavy
my
metal.
God.
I
He's
don't
on
like
my
hard
playlist
rock.
right now.
I don't
Yes.
like hard rock or heavy metal, but Marilyn Manson, I
He
love
was
his
crazy
artistry,
fun.
his
Yes.
image. There's
Yes.
something like beautiful about the way he portrays this image,
He
and I
scares
had to
the
see him
shit
in
out of
person.
me. I don't
No,
like his
I love
That's
him.
energy.
his intention.
So I went to the venue because in Europe the concerts in arena the they're not like you don't buy tickets to like specific seats. It's like everybody fits in
Right.
arena, just like so. I went like really early to be like very in front of the stage, and in Germany, like the beers uh, were very cheap, really good, and like they were everywhere. So I started drinking a lot of beers without
Oh,
realizing
I see a
that I
five of
had to
pentacles.
pee. I had to pee, and I drink, and I had to like go to the restroom very quick. And of course, there was hundreds and hundreds of people behind me. And what did I had to do? And this is another embarrassing story, I guess. I had to pee on myself, and I stayed pee through the whole
Oh
concert.
my God.
Yeah,
Stinky shoes,
yes.
stinky
But
pants.
what was that? What
Jeez.
other option did I had? Was I gonna
Right?
leave my sweet spot to go to like one of the restrooms and then go back and forth?
How old were
No.
you
Um, that was in
last year? Oh,
1999. No, that was no, that was in 1999. I don't know.
That's when he
I
was a
think I was
little
like
more raw.
24, 20,
my God.
24, 25, something like
I'm
that.
starting
I
to
might
see
have been
a,
like 25 years old.
yeah, I'm starting to hear a threat here, Ramon.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
the
so
sweet innocent Ramon we thought he
the
was.
discomfort
Right?
that kind of
Marilyn
remind me
Manson. Ah.
What did
concert
you pull? The
and
devil card?
no.
That's
No,
what
I
I
thought
see
of
him
the
as. Yeah.
concert and discomfort, and I thought of that.
There you go.
Concerts are fun, but they're also like very uncomfortable because there's
Yeah,
Yes,
so
I
many
hate them.
people,
too
and
many
it's
people.
Oh, I
just
loved
yeah,
him.
Oh,
Hmm.
So,
yeah.
Robin says that was before the popularity of concert diapers. Depends, Ramon.
Oh, I didn't know that was a
Depends.
thing. I mean, I didn't even.
so my very
Joanne
first
Miranda says
concert
been there, so I'm
in
sure
there.
I'm not the only one. We all have
Well,
stories. There's
yeah. Oh, Jonathan
so
Daly. Hi, Jonathan.
hi
Yes.
Jonathan. Concert diapers. Yeah.
There
I
you
guess,
go.
I mean, because here in the United States, tickets are seated. I
Yeah,
mean, like, tickets are
yeah,
numbered, so you know where you're going to sit.
yeah.
But in situations like that, if I see myself in the
And you're in a
future,
mob. You
Yeah.
I
couldn't go
will
anywhere if you wouldn't have
consider.
made it to the
General
bathroom if you
seating.
tried.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. Not at all.
That's
So
why I will never go to see the ball drop at Times Square because
oh
you
no.
have to get there very early
No, no,
and
no,
then
Mm.
no,
you
no.
can't leave
Oh no.
and there's no
Oh
bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So you
no.
literally have to
Yeah.
wait.
You guys can
Painful.
have that. We'll
Yeah.
watch it
My
on the
first
TV.
costume,
Yes.
my first concert
Mm-hmm.
was Cher. And
Yours, Bird? Oh, hello.
my
Sure.
husband Cher, yes, and
Uh-huh.
my husband it was one of her
Ooh.
20 farewell tours.
Oh,
Because
She has like
she's
so many
Yeah.
farewells and then
yeah,
comebacks and
because she kept
farewells.
Yeah.
turning back time.
turning
Yeah,
back,
there you go.
girl. You know. So my husband took me, and we had these really really great seats where like you almost felt like you could touch her. We were like off to the side but close.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and there were these young little girls there, and they kept screaming, 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 and just to be obnoxious. And you couldn't
Mm-hmm.
even hear Cher sing because they were just screaming. And my husband was like, "Would you shut up?"
Yeah.
And one of the girls turned around and she got like really rude, and my husband went like this and flicked her nose. He flicked her nose, and she was got all flabbergasted. And he's like, "Okay, we need to move now before." Uh,
Security.
but she puts on it's a full production. She had a big elephant that she would come out with,
It's a
and
vulva. What? What'd you say? A vulva
costume
production?
full. What did you say? A big production?
Volvo.
Was it a vulva production? Is
A
that what?
Volva production, yes. That's over. And then the second concert that I saw was Menudo.
Menudo. You saw
Menudo?
No,
Menudo?
Menudo.
no,
What?
no, no.
Fun.
I just figured that would get Ramon's attention.
I was like, what?
Sergio was a good looking one too.
Between the beers and Menudo, Ramon had a very interesting adolescence.
Yeah.
uh,
Did you
But
pull a
yeah.
card?
hey, what card you pulled? You pulled a
Oh,
card?
yeah, and I did, and it doesn't make sense for this. It's the Ace of Wands.
Ace of Wands.
Yeah.
With Cher, Menudo.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Menudo, there you
I
go.
mean, it's kind of like skinny, like Cher is. Like she's almost anorexic,
Oh, talk about the
Well, she's
gift of
got ribs
and
insight.
removed.
But
So she
she's
can
so
stay
damn
thin.
old. These are older people that have already died, and she's outlived them all. You know,
She's a
I mean,
vampire.
and we're
And the
talking about
white light of resurrection above
she's a
her.
vampire, everybody says.
yeah,
Yeah.
talking about turn back time. I mean, you
Oh
can't
my
turn it back
gosh.
death.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Linda
Oh
says
my gosh,
I
Oh, she got
also
to see
Linda.
she saw
Elvis.
Elvis in
Oh my gosh, I
1972
can't
before he
imagine.
got fat. You know,
really.
my brother, I have a brother and he's a fan of Elvis, but he likes the fat old Elvis.
Ah,
Oh,
He made that clear. He likes the older Elvis. He doesn't
Is he
like the
gay
younger.
too?
No, no, he's not. Of
Oh,
course not.
I thought he
No,
liked
he only.
that.
No,
wow.
no,
Oh,
no. He likes Elvis, and you know, I like a couple songs of Elvis.
Yeah.
what's
Kyle
Elvis?
loves
Elvis
Elvis,
is
but he likes their
really.
music.
Huckleberry
I
So
love
Love.
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
All right.
it.
Miss Ginger Fae.
Yes. Oh, first concert.
What was? Mm-hmm.
First concert was Elton John.
Ooh,
And
Mm.
man,
Oh.
I just
the
didn't realize
original drag queen.
playing that
Mhm.
piano and singing to me
Liberace was
was
first.
just
Ah,
unbelievable. And so going to your first concert and knowing the lyrics to some of the songs and just watching the magic on the stage and stuff. And here's the card I pulled.
well, there you go.
So there he is. There you go.
Oh,
This is the justice card, though, not the king of anything, but he is holding a nice sword. But anyway, just the equality that he wanted for the world, and the justice for being unique, and just
For AIDS.
king
Hmm.
king of rock in his time. It was awesome. It was an awesome show, and here he is with the glasses and everything. So I love it.
Very cool.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
All
I
right.
had to go to my Alice in Tarotland. Just called to me when I'm like, oh, I know who to pull.
All right. How are we doing? Are we okay for a few
I'm
more
good.
cards?
Hmm.
Yes, Miss Tarot D.
yes, dear.
All right.
I'm just responding to some chatters.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Let's see what some
because
people are saying. My second concert was Bonnie Raitt. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, Bonnie
Mm-hmm.
Raitt. My
yes,
college professor loved Bonnie Raitt.
Yeah.
Linda
She's awesome.
Bishop, 1972. She saw Sonny and Cher, and
Mm.
that,
Ooh.
ooh.
I
And
s-
then Madame Muroka, she asked if we had seen Cher in oh, what was the name of that movie again? She
Oh,
wrote it.
Moonstruck,
No,
Mermaid?
no. Oh God, my
Mask.
memory is terrible.
There's
Maruta, what
more.
was the name of it?
Mermaids and
Oh, a
then this
burlesque.
Moonstruck.
Merman.
What's
Yeah.
Maybe
Mamma Mia,
burlesque.
Mamma Mia 2.
Oh,
Mamma Mia.
Yes, and I had it, and I had it. I don't. Did y'all see that?
I didn't.
Cher
Mm-mm.
had so much plastic surgery, and she was pulled so
Oh,
tight that in the movie she can hardly walk, and she can hardly
she's
move.
not ever had plastic
It
surgery.
looks like they have to pick her up and move her around because
Mm.
she.
Well, she
She's
also
gonna
had
break.
That's
ribs removed from her rib cage to keep her
Yeah.
slimmer too. A lot of women do that now to keep that slimmer
Oh.
figure. They
Mhm.
have
Oh,
their
is that
ribs
mm.
the
removed.
secret? Okay, better sign up
Hmm.
for that then.
Oh, it's awful. I think it's scary.
All right. Let's
Oh, next
let's go
question.
next question. My favorite room in my home is
Ooh, I like that one. Who said that one?
My studio when I
Heather.
had it, and it'll be when we move in a couple of months. That's going to be my most important room. Is going to be my room for my studio, for my art, and for my tarot. So that would be. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to probably have to do a one bedroom again. You never know. But my ideal room has always been having a room separate from everything for my art
Mm,
and my
that's awesome.
and
Yeah,
now
because
my tarot.
that'll.
But I think I'm going to be focusing a little bit more on the art this year, but we'll see. So I'm still working on my cards, and I like to get those out by the end of the year. So let's pull a card. Oh, that's interesting. Two of Swords. I was talking about my studio for my art and for my tarot. So really, right now, I've been kind of figuring out once we move and get settled, what choices do I want to make? What do I want to pursue more this coming year? Do I want to pursue more of my art and have the tarot be, the backstage, back, in the back? Um, or do I want to focus more on my tarot and reading and my abilities to read? So it's kind of a decision, and I like kind of like how the Two of Swords here where they come together. So I'm trying to find a way of bringing them more together. Um, and so hopefully by the end of this year into next year, at this time, I'll have a more of a firmer base, and I'll know more of where I'm going to do moving forward. And then the red
Mhm.
card at the bottom was the Empress at the bottom. I just looked at. I go, well, there you go. Fertility and creativity and everything. So,
Growth,
yeah, growth.
and
Hmm.
things coming anew.
Yep, because I miss my art,
Yeah,
doing more of my art.
yeah.
Hmm.
And we wish you good luck. I know moving is a
It's
tedious
scary.
process. It's
Yes,
scary, it's emotional, it's financial, it's a lot of things
2 months.
involved, but
Hmm.
yeah, but you're gonna
But
have
the
your new
excitement and
space,
of
new
unpacking things
energy,
and
new house
decorating.
in a different
Exactly.
city.
Yes,
So
Ginger.
it's a lot of great things are
Hmm.
gonna come from that. So it's my turn. And to me, my favorite room in my house is actually the basement, which is where I am right now.
Hmm.
My basement, the basement of this house, the owner who had it before made it in a way that it's like a loft. It's like an apartment.
I love that.
So yeah, so I have like a bathroom here. I have there's a bed, that there's a TV. So it's a space that I really love because it makes me feel, disconnected from the house when I need to have time for myself. And
Privacy.
that's where
Yeah.
that's where I do my shows. This is where I paint. I record music down here. I spend time with my. I have I have a fish tank right next to me.
You have
Yes,
fishies.
yes, I have fish. And when I
Oh.
come home from work, I come downstairs and I say hi to my pup. My altar of Santa Muerte is here too. So
Oh,
I connect with her in the morning, in the evening,
How beautiful.
and yeah, and I
Sacred
relax in front of the
space.
fish tank because I have fish, but I also have snails. So to me, it's like so relaxing because they look like these little aliens jumping from
Yeah.
plant to plant,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Very
yeah.
relaxing, very meditative, very soothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in terms of like rooms of the house, definitely the basement. I know it's not a room itself, but it's a part of the house that I
No, it's
that I
a
like the
room,
most.
a
Different.
Yeah,
basement.
I
Yeah.
guess.
It
Yeah.
is a room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Jonathan
guess.
spoiled.
My favorite room is my bedroom, Jonathan says. I
Oh,
have
he's
an
got a
upstairs
lanai.
Lene
Yeah.
where I can stargaze. That's this house. I was blessed that I got everything that I wanted. The only thing, looking back, I wish I could like have access to the roof to have
Yeah.
like a telescope and look at the stars. That's the only thing
Mm.
I
Mm.
That's what
I
Chen
wish I
wants to
had.
do. Look at the moon and the stars out
Mm.
there. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
your
You have a
telescope.
spot in your garden for
But
that?
well, the thing is, where I do, but I have two trees in my patio. One of them is a cherry blossom, and it's
Hmm.
huge, so it
Yeah.
like blocks the
Oh,
view.
beautiful though.
It's beautiful, but I'm telling you, when they start to bloom, they look amazing. But 2 weeks after, all those flowers,
They
like
drop
they
off.
just drop, and it's a
Hmm.
nightmare. It's a
Oh.
nightmare to pick up. There's like
Oh,
petals
kind of like
everywhere.
the
It's
jacaranda trees. They're
oh
beautiful
my god.
purple, but they're the
Mm-hmm.
messiest. Stain your
They're so messy.
driveways. Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
but yeah, so it blocks the view. I don't know. Maybe someday we'll see. Anyway, so the card I pulled was the World. And the
Mhm.
World
Mm-hmm.
is a card that talks about things coming to full circle, completion. And to me, in the context of this conversation, is this room or this area is where I feel whole,
Exactly.
because it's where I can escape. I don't, maybe escape is not the right word, but I can take a break from the world and focus on some things that bring me a lot of joy. The creative process of, artwork or music or
Mhm.
sharing
Mhm.
time, doing shows on my channel, spending time spiritually with my spiritual guide, with my animals. So this
Very
room is where I
beautiful,
feel.
Ramon.
Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. Thank you. Yeah,
Mhm.
this is where I feel connected and whole in from
Ramon's
the
private
rest of the
little
house.
universe. That's your
Yeah.
everything that's
Yes.
in your
His
universe.
little she shack.
Exactly.
Oh, the little he shack. Yeah, she shack,
She
he
shack.
shack.
That is my he
He-
shack.
he-
How about you, Miss Terrell?
Did you what? Did you say fuck you, Mister?
No. How
Oh,
about you,
What?
Miss
I
Terrell?
was like, oh, I struck a nerve.
Not that you don't deserve it, but
I said the spirituality went right out the window.
Mm.
Woo!
Oh, what the face.
I know.
No,
I guess.
I don't have a favorite room. I have a
Mhm.
favorite.
Area.
Oh, how do I say this without sounding a little nasty? Position, place,
An area.
area. Yes,
Yeah.
I have. Um,
A chaise lounge.
yes, our sofa is very big. Yeah, because I like big things. I cannot. And
And you
it
can't. Yeah.
has the where you press the button and the legs come out
Ooh,
like a recline.
loving it. Yeah.
Lazy boy.
I have next to it. My husband made me this wooden. It looks like a wooden chest, right? Like,
Ooh.
but it's on wheels, and you can. And he put holes in it so you could hide the cables. And I have my computer right on top of it. So when
Oh,
I opened it, I put the computer in, it closes, and it looks like a little coffee table. You can't see
I
any.
love that.
Yes,
That's
it's
creative,
gorgeous.
Hector.
So I have my computer there, I have my feet up, and I could watch TV while being online and watching all you guys on YouTube, and the dogs are there. The dogs like to lay on top of my legs and just
Of
rest
course
with
they
me.
do.
Um, and it's just my little corner of the world.
Favorite spot.
Yeah, and it's interesting because my husband said to me, "Do you find our bedroom comfortable. And I said, I never felt comfortable in a bedroom because growing up, we were six kids in a two-bedroom
Oh,
house. So you never really hung out in your room. You know,
right.
there were
Hmm.
bunk beds and people in and out. So it wasn't like the other kids who had their own little room and can go, and that was like their places to be. So for me, it was like we never
Mm-mm.
were bedrooms were only to sleep, and that's it. It wasn't a hangout. So
Mm.
I don't find the bedroom comfortable. This particular room, it's very pretty and it's comfortable, but my husband uses it for his art studio. So I
Mm.
kind of want to give him his space. And I get to use it when we do live. You know, I sent Ramon a little picture earlier to see my little.
Yes. Uh-huh. It looks so cute.
It's so cute, right?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
comfortable. It's comfortable for
Yes, it
you.
looks very
But
cozy.
in the
Hmm.
summer, I like to be. We have a park only 2 blocks away, so I like to sit,
mm.
and
Oh,
that's
yeah.
my Zen place. And I like to
Mm.
do tarot readings in the park.
I love that.
That's
Hmm.
nice.
If I
Hmm.
did tarot reading the parks around here, they would
Oh my
hunt me
God,
down
yeah.
with hang me and chase me with the fires. Did you
Girl,
pull a
you
Burn
card,
did
the
long
witch.
Ginger?
enough.
Burn the witch.
Burn the
Burn
witch.
the witch, burn her. So now this is very interesting because I've shuffled my cards a lot because we've been
Hmm.
coming to the show, and the card that came up um, earlier it was the King of Pentacles in reverse, and now I got the King of Pentacles up.
Upright.
There
Oh.
Huh.
you go.
Which
Crown and everything.
yeah, crown and everything. I'm the king of my own little castle, and I guess
Love it.
the King of Pentacles provides stability and resources and wealth. And I'm not rich, but I guess I'm rich in having
Beautiful energy.
beautiful place to
Hmm.
call home that I can shut off the rest of the world.
A
Hmm.
beautiful husband and fur babies.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
beautiful chihuahuas.
yes,
Hmm.
yes. By the
Hmm.
way, we little Lola has her
Hello.
own Instagram page, Living with
Oh.
Lola, that I have
Living with Lola.
Oh.
get to all you people so we can get her monetized and pay the rent.
Oh,
I should do
For the
that with
treats and
Mozzie.
the
But
food.
I should do
Uh-huh.
that with
yes.
Moz. Yeah.
That's awesome. Uh,
Uh,
please.
Hershey said
sh-
rich of heart. Thank you, Hershey.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. I mean, you're not rich, you're not poor either. Is that you have not only we might be broke sometimes, but we're not poor. We don't go through the necessities that, a lot of people
A
go
lot
through
of people.
sometimes.
is
Yes.
she a
We have a
little
house,
poodle
we
thing?
have
Yes.
um
Is she a little red
but
poodle?
more than anything, we're rich in, love and friendship and life. We're still
Mhm.
alive, which is what counts.
She's
Yes.
a Chihuahua, Ginger.
Chihuahua.
Okay.
She's a
There's like
chihuahua.
a whole
Hmm.
bunch of living with Lolas. I'll have to find her later.
Wow.
It's spelled differently. It's
Oh,
called
okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well
type it in
said,
the chat and we'll
Robin.
all go help monetize her.
If one is content, one is rich. Yes, that's beautifully said, Robin. Thank you.
All right.
Yes. And I love
Okay,
Robin's
Ginger.
place. It looks so
Yes.
cozy.
My favorite place. You know, I've been complimented by some people who come into my home and they compliment on the energy of my entire home. And so I do. I love my home and it's just filled with love and light. But my favorite spot is up here in my sacred space. Um, I try to keep it sacred. I try not to like bring food up even once in a while, a little something. But
Hmm.
um, I don't like to wear. I won't wear shoes up here. I have my art. I need to refresh my little art studio up here. But I
Hmm.
draw up here when I draw, and it's just my sacred space. No matter how tired I am before a live, I'm like, I don't know if I can do it tonight. Once I'm up here, I have all the energy and
Mm-hmm.
it just flows up here. So this is a what they call a frog. It's the finished room over a garage.
Uh-huh.
And it's nice and long, and it's just I just feel good up here. So this is my sacred space.
And it
Um,
feels good. You shared it with me once. You showed me like what it looks like at the other side of the camera, and it's just lovely.
yeah,
Smells
and
good.
then for Halloween, October, I had my desk faced. I've moved this. This desk was over on the other side, and what cornered me was my happy decks, and then all my gothic curiosity decks were on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
But I've changed it around because when I was facing that way, I saw the neighbor's house. When I sit this way, I can look out the window and see my trees and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm,
had to
that's
change up that
beautiful.
energy. The card, I decided to go to my new deck I found. And funny enough,
Ooh.
Fairy Mischief came out, and it says, find joy in the unexpected.
Mm,
So, and it's
yes.
true. Up here, the unexpected happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started reading tarot, it was just reading the tarot, and then all of a sudden it became intuitively reading, and then channeling came, and just the unexpected spiritual gifts that are up here that has happened up
Mm.
here. So, and my fairies.
That's beautiful.
What the fae?
All
Yes.
right. Okay, we're gonna pull one more card, and we're
Okay.
done for tonight.
This has been
Um,
fun, Ramon.
Yes, it has.
yes,
This
Very
was
it
this was a great
has,
idea.
and I learned so much from all of you. That's the whole point. Just have a casual conversation,
Hmm.
share, and talk among friends.
Loving
Right?
it.
the chatters. You should. Have you been
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they
I've been sharing some of the comments. People have been participating in
they
making
are
really.
hysterical.
Oh,
Some people are right.
Neruda found
That's
it.
awesome. Yeah.
I found it
So we.
too.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
I'm following
And
Lola.
thank
Yeah.
you, Madame Maruta. She shared living with Loella's
No,
link,
yes.
so you can please follow
Oh.
them to see
So,
if the pups can monetize and pay their
so
own
little
treats
story.
and food.
Oh,
Uh,
dang.
our two original Chihuahuas were rescued from the Humane Society, and the vet tech there, his name is Lo, Lowell, right?
Mm.
Lola.
He's been with our dogs their entire life, and then when we wanted a new puppy, he called us to tell us that they had gotten three new Chihuahuas. So when
Ooh.
we went to adopt, we like, oh, so we named um, Lola. It's spelled Loella because we named her after Lowell.
Oh.
Mm.
So he's like her godfather, but we just make
That's
it easier to
awesome.
say Lola.
Well, you currently have 70 followers, and I'm sure it's going up as we speak.
Oh, it's gonna grow. It's gonna
Yeah,
grow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Fun.
All right. I mean,
Okay.
once you have a
Nice.
Chihuahua, if you're a Chihuahua lover, you love all Chihuahuas. They're
Chihuahuas are
so
adorable.
special. Yes, I have two, and they're my babies. And every time I see a Chihuahua, I get all excited.
Hmm.
My neighbor had one named Speedy, and this dog would see me across the street and come running to me. He loved me.
Uh
He was so
huh.
cute.
That's
And you
awesome.
have your Chihuahuas, the hairy Chihuahua, right?
Yeah,
One
I have a long haired Chihuahua. Yeah,
hair, the
Mona
one
is her
it's
name.
the one that's on your music cover.
Yes, and she's been in my channel a couple different videos. She's in the intro
Oh.
of that video that I have on tarot and animals in tarot.
Oh,
She's on that
Mm, I'm
video,
gonna have
and
to take a look.
I share like an artwork that I that I make digitally with her image as well. I've been recording a song for each one of the major arcana, and it's like the story of the fool going through each one of the cards. And on the artwork, she is the dog from the fool, and she's like on each one of
oh,
the
Mhm.
artworks of, yeah. It's been a lot of
Very
fun doing that
creative.
project, you know.
I'd
Well,
like
Mo's
to
Um,
got
see
such a lovely
Deb's.
voice.
Deb,
yeah.
her monkey, name your monkeys Chihuahua and Pomeranian. How cute would that dog be?
Mm-hmm. Monkey is Chihuahua and Pomeranian. Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yes.
miss
Love
he's
Monkey.
Chihuahua.
He's
adorable.
adorable.
He's adorable.
And
Have
we're
you seen Monkey?
Joanne is
Deb,
following.
Deb Purple Elephant. It's her dog,
Hmm.
Ramon. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, he's so
He's
cute.
adorable. He's gorgeous. That beautiful gray
Thank
blue.
you,
Oh my
Patsy.
lord.
Mhm. And he's so
Yes.
loving and caring towards Deb. It's
All
Thank you, Patsy. All right.
right, let's go.
Um, let's pull the last card.
yeah. Ramon has to go to the bathroom, and he doesn't have the
No,
pants.
Me
I
too.
don't.
Me too.
No, I don't. All right. Last question. My favorite holiday is.
Oh,
Oh,
This is an easy one.
that's easy.
I think we all know. Well,
Yes.
let's see. Let's see. Heather, what's your favorite holiday?
Oh,
Holiday, of course.
my goodness. Growing up, my favorite holiday was always Christmas. But well, for pagan wise, Samhain is very sacred to me. I don't really follow the whole Halloween, you know, tradition thing with, the ghoulies and whatnot. For me, I focus more kind of like on the more of the spiritual, the Celtic, pagan, Samhain. But I've always loved Christmas, and yes, I used to love getting the gifts, but just being able to help my mom decorate the tree with beautiful lights and smelling the tree and talk, and I used to talk to the tree, and you would set up the manger, and I would do little stories with the mangers with the tree, um and it was at one time of year when you know the parents got along, that they always made sure that you know even though we were poor, we always, at least I did, having a good Christmas. So that's my fond memories, and my dad taking us out to drive around and see the lights in the neighborhood, and he always had this favorite one with a slow action kind of motion one of a snowman throwing a snowball at Santa. So you see the snowman throwing the snowball, you see snowball, snowball, and then Santa lights up getting splat with the snowball. So it was always, and my birthday was in December too, so it was extra special. They would usually like play Rudolph and Frosty around my birthday. My sister's was the 5th, mine was the 6th. So we always, wait to see what holiday they're gonna play our favorite movies on. So yeah, Christmas was always my favorite, you know,
Hmm,
yeah, holiday, you know.
okay.
So, oh, and I got to pull a card. Um, so yeah, I used to love Halloween a lot as a kid because we have the little plastic, mask and that you would
Oh
sweat in
yeah.
and things and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But over the years, it's just gotten more like it's just gotten really kind of dark for me, and stuff, and I don't really enjoy that as much anymore. But I love the spiritual connection of honoring the dead, our ancestors, connecting with those beyond, the fall, the lights, the colors. And interesting, King of Wands, kind of like a Father Christmas almost in a way. Um, so yeah, the fires, Yule, I know it's not like the oak or the holly king, but yeah, the King of Wands for me, you know, my dad, would, put the lights on the tree and stuff, and he would turn the light on, he would make it a light, I mean, so yeah, to me it feels very reminiscent of for Christmas, the creativity, the colors, the papers, the lights, the smells, the decorations, and it was that particular time too during the year where the nasty spirit that lived in our in our house seemed to stay at bay, quite a bit. So, um, and that so it was I was able to enjoy and not have such frightful nights around Christmas,
Mm. Around
and
Christmas,
so
a
yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas in a way.
No, I never liked that
Uh,
movie. I mean, I didn't. I didn't have any interest. No, this was just an actual real spirit that lives in the
mm-hmm.
house, and it seemed like more during the holier times, the more sacred times of the year is when it didn't, bother me and go after me as much. So there was just
Mm.
more of a sense of happiness and excitement and joy and whatnot during the holidays, and my mom baking and cooking, and
Sweet.
seemed like when families would try to get along as best as they could for some of us kids,
Mm-hmm.
so
I mean, it
so
kind of
yeah.
makes sense because those are very emotional dates. It's when you share with your
Mhm.
family. There's a higher level of positivity, and so
Hmm.
I think you become
And at the bottom of the
sentimentally
deck,
more.
the Hierophant, very
Ah,
interesting. We would
Mm,
go to midnight mass too
oh,
sometimes.
interesting.
So yeah, and we were always
Right.
allowed to open one gift the night before Christmas. But I,
Mm.
we did too.
yep.
I asked my boys and they say no. I'm like, excuse me?
Wait,
That's what
what?
I lived for.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas Eve, one gift.
Yep.
All right. So, to me, my favorite holiday is Halloween. You know, I acknowledge and tap into the Samhain energies, but it's the Halloween aspect that I enjoy. I love the ghosts, the decorations, the bats. And it's sharing it with my nephew. And for us, it's a moment in which us and my family, we get together because my partner and I, we do a big Halloween party every year.
Mm-hmm.
So, the anticipation to the party, the themes, every year we have a theme. It's a big event in our family. Um, so definitely it's also that time of the year it's a special one for me because I love fall. I like spring and fall. Fall a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Same here.
Um, yeah, because it's going towards winter. I like cold temperature, so I don't know. It's a special time for me. Energetically, is very different as well. The year is ending. You psychologically kind of like reset yourself for a new year. I never liked Christmas, but I have to say it wasn't until recently that I started to appreciate it. Um, I I heard from someone. This was actually Simon from the Hermit's Cave. He he said something that made me sort of like consider it differently. He said that the holidays, Christmas time, is the time of the year that people can um, find positivity and union from the rest of the year, that they kind of like can escape from the everyday life in a way, and that made me consider it uh, in a different way because to me Christmas, I always felt it sort of like a kind of like a hypocrite uh holiday because everything was joy and peace, and then the year was done, and then you went back to your old ways. Like nothing changed really. But
Mm-hmm.
I came to understand that that was a moment in which you can like uh, I don't know, like shift from your everyday life into a different positive vibe. So uh, now that whole block of like October with Halloween, November, Thanksgiving, which I love Thanksgiving because it's food, sharing with your family, being grateful for the things that you have.
Hmm.
And then Christmas, that whole block of October through the end of December is kind of like
Mm-hmm.
my favorite holiday season. I enjoy the other ones. I enjoy also Easter
Yep, me
because
too.
every
Calling
year
the eggs. Mm-hmm.
spring is so beautiful because it's
It
like,
is.
to me it's like it everything, it's like the rebirth of Earth, you know,
Mm-hmm.
of our
No
land,
doubt.
because we're in a different season depending on the hemisphere you are. But and I feel that's a season of hope. It's of possibilities, of
Renewal.
new
Yeah.
renewal. Yes, renewal.
Rebirth. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Um yeah, so to me that's I think what's more important, and this really connects with the card that I pulled, which is the Ten of Cups, and I think Miss
Oh, perfect.
Maruta got that same card. Doesn't matter which holiday it is or which one you prefer, it's who you share it with, and what significance it has for you. Um, even if it physically you don't have to share it with someone, but what does it mean for you? What emotions it awakes? How do you find yourself in those moments, in those dates, in these
Mhm.
different energies, and what lessons you can apply in your life? In my case, the holidays, doesn't matter what holiday it is, it's always sharing with my family, with my loved ones, connecting with people who I love. And I don't wait till it's a specific holiday to tell people around me that I love them. Valentine's Day
Like
is
I was
every
going to
day.
say, just like Valentine's Day,
You
you
know,
should.
Yep, you should every
Mother's
day.
Day is every
Mhm.
day. I call my mother, I call my father every day. I talk to them, let them know how
Sweet.
much I love them, and
Oh.
but those dates are special ones that physically can bring together uh, your family, people who you love. Yeah.
Hmm.
And how about you, Mr. Oldie?
Well, my favorite holiday was Flag Day until I realized
Flag
I was
Day.
mispronouncing it. Uh,
The L is
That
silent.
rainbow
that was
flag.
silent. Yes,
It's Rainbow Day.
I have to say my favorite holiday has always been Halloween. Uh, we came with, I mean, we came from Italy, and in Italy, you really don't celebrate Christmas. You celebrate La Befana, which is like the Epiphany,
J-
or
Befana.
January
you know,
6th.
yeah.
And it's the
Wow.
same in Spanish speaking countries in Puerto Rico too. The
Yeah.
Christmas season is longer because you celebrate Christmas all the way through January 6th, which is
Hmm.
Those are the 12
which is
days of
the
Christmas.
the the Three Kings Day, the Three
The Three
Wise Men
Kings, wise men.
Day.
Hmm.
Ah.
Yes.
Yeah. So Christmas is much longer. And in the countryside it's even much longer
Yeah.
than goes beyond the 6th because a lot of people who couldn't afford to get gifts by that date, I'm talking like 100 years ago,
Mhm.
uh they will wait to they call it las octavitas, like 8 days after uh Three Kings Day. That'll give them like a chance to buy the gifts. So
Wow.
Christmas in reality it starts in Thanksgiving and it goes
Uh-huh.
all the way to like January 15 or
Loving
something
that.
like that.
To Easter.
Ugh.
It goes all the way to Easter.
Hmm.
And everybody gets beer and stickers.
Yes.
No, and then so we had that, and then it was kind of sad because even on Christmas we would only get one gift.
Hmm.
Then we would go to the American kids' house, and they would have hundreds of toys,
Oh.
the full thing that you would see on television. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Hmm.
so you kind of felt like, you know, you. It reminded you how much you didn't have, but
Right.
whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Uh, Thanksgiving was also an American holiday. I mean, we had the food and whatever, but it was like, whatever. We're Italian. We eat like this every Sunday.
Yes, yes,
You Americans do this once a year. We do this every day,
yep.
you know.
Sunday
Uh,
dinner.
and Halloween was just very magical. I always have been a very intuitive person, even as a child. I always felt the veil being thinner on Halloween, even as a child, and connect
Oh.
with the spirit world, even though I didn't know what it was.
Mm.
I could feel walking down the streets on Halloween and feel
Wow.
like, just things touching my skin. And
Hmm.
I was never scared of it. And I also, as you could tell, I like the whole dress up.
No,
Do you? Do
You
Hmm.
you?
you
know,
just gave that away.
and being creative. And I used to make um, costumes for my sister and my little brother.
Mm.
And it was funny because I made a cat costume for my sister. It must have been about 11 or 12. And we only had white sewing thread in the house. And the material was black. So it had
Oh.
all the stitching was in white. And then when the movie Catwoman came out, My sister
Oh,
calls me. She's like, "Oh my god, that's like the costume you made me when we."
perfect.
So I was ahead of my time even then.
There you go.
Very
Very
But I
nice.
love,
innovator.
I love it. I used to, you know, the whole trick or treating thing and getting
Mhm.
candy. Because we never had candy in the house. My mother did not believe in junk food. We never had junk.
Oh.
Junk food was only
Hmm.
for holidays, which was fine because we were raised eating vegetables and fruits and things like
Uh-huh.
that. The holidays you would have chips or candy. So for
Mhm, mhm.
get a whole bag of
Mhm.
free candy was wonderful. But yes, Halloween, and I was always thinking of creative costumes to wear, as you can imagine. Um, I remember one kid in the neighborhood used a sheet to make a ghost costume.
Mm.
And you were like,
Classic.
gosh.
No, I still remember this to this day. I mean, I don't know if it was like his mother just gave him the sheet because it was an old sheet or nobody paid attention. I remember it had a yellow stain on it.
I was just gonna say,
Oh
was it the
no.
one
Yeah,
he peed his bed on? Oh,
yes, yeah.
Mm.
your
And then,
Poor
punishment. You have
kid.
to walk around in this sheet now.
oh my god! And we used to get a whole
Awful.
pair of pants and a shirt, and we would sew it together and stuff it with newspapers.
Mhm.
Then we would find those foam wig heads, and we would make dummies and hang them from the
Oh
tree
wow.
to
Right.
make. And that was, as kids, that was our attempt to
Mhm.
decorate outside and make things spooky. And now every year, my husband and I, we always go. We go to. We used to go to the village, and now here in the Bronx, there's a place called Bad, and some of you have seen my videos where we go every Halloween. It's
Mhm.
located in the cemetery, uh, and we every year we come up with new costumes. We're not allowed to
Mhm.
compete anymore because we've won 6 years in a row.
Cause
Oh.
yeah.
So and we are judges. We are from
You're
they
at
gave
You're
another
us.
level
the
now.
reigning champs.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, last year we were judges. This year we were judges. So we are
Awesome.
permanently judges.
That's
And
funny.
I am already have an idea for next year's costume.
Ooh.
Um, I'm thinking of doing what's the name of that show? Bridgerton, with the big dresses and the high hair.
Oh.
Mm.
What show?
Bridgerton.
Bridget. Oh, okay. I've heard of it. Okay,
Yeah.
Bridgerton.
If you haven't watched it, it's on Netflix. It's a must.
Mm,
Mhm.
Mm.
You Ginger,
that's
you
fun.
haven't seen
I don't have Netflix. I'm
I don't have
sorry.
Netflix
it. It's
either.
amazing. It's
We get the
Oh.
free ones.
yeah. But I'm trying to decide if I'm going to be just a regular Bridgerton gal or if I'm going to do it and then do a zombie looking face.
Ooh, I love that
Ooh.
idea.
Mm. I like the zombie theme. Yeah.
I know, I know.
Mm-hmm.
Love them.
So,
Very
yes.
nice.
Oh.
What
And
card
then
did
the
you
two
pull?
cards that I pulled are, they're both, my brain, I'm sorry. Page, what comes out? Knights. This damn chemo brain. Both are knights. It's a cups and a wand.
Hmm.
Uh,
Ooh.
So all about moving towards creativity, and then of course the cup bearer, which is brings you uh, love and joy and fun and goodies. So to me, it all just
The
represents.
headless horseman too. Let's not
There you
forget.
go. That's
It's always
interesting that
an
Knight
emotional
of Cups is
journey.
facing
Uh,
the other way instead of the traditional. You know,
yeah,
that's interesting. I
Hmm.
like that one.
Yeah.
it's a beautiful deck. You should get this
Hmm.
one. You'll like it,
It is beautiful.
especially for
That
your
was awesome.
divine feminism group.
There you go.
Mm.
Mm.
Those days for
Any
me are
men in
over.
it? Any
And
men in
you?
that?
Yeah, there are. Yes,
Okay.
not as
I need
many.
a deck that's only women's.
Get
Oh.
the Jinx deck. That's the one you would love.
Oh.
Mm. How about
The
you, Miss
jinx.
Ginger?
Well, I've just, it's no secret. My favorite holiday is Halloween.
Halloween.
Hmm.
No, you don't
Um,
say. That's when she turns into Gothic Fae.
I mean, my house goes Gothic. I hand cut out of wood and make tombstones that are very heavy, and I've made a crypt stone, weighs 70 pounds maybe. I couldn't explain fully what it is about Halloween. It's just this dark, magical, I don't know, energy. It's the mystery. It's I love the horror films, so it's the adrenaline rushes. It's the I don't know, and of course zombies. I don't know why zombies. I don't know. I love zombies, but the ghost stories. I just grew up. My mom just the one that started me. Just the ghost stories, and I lived in Scotland as a young girl, so to hear the ghost stories and the
Mm-hmm.
house above us was haunted, and and then we all know my home is haunted. It's just that intrigue of the untouchable, the that thinned veil, and being able to communicate with that magical energy. Well, and then funny enough, okay, and so this past Halloween, and then when I was on Ramon's orbit, I just let everybody know about the dark side of Ginger Fae.
Hmm.
We
um,
all have a dark side.
I grew up
Yeah.
Tinkerbell Fairy, but there was a time
Uh-huh.
where I just learned about the Fae and the
Hmm.
raw, natural light and dark and the decay, yet the bloomage. I don't know. It's just
Hmm.
I was once called a paradox one time, and I didn't know what it meant at that time, but I'm like that opposite. I'm on the cusp of Gemini too. I think it's, and then my rising is a fire sign, and my sun sign is water sign. So
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Same here.
but it's
Hmm.
funny enough. So I went to the Madame Wilhelmina's deck for that, and this is the Empress. But it's funny. Here's her mask, and how I've taken off that
Well, that's
innocent
cool.
fairy mask, and
Mm.
now you see my dark Gothic. I've revealed my true nature. And then so I went to my dark fairy deck, and I got the warrior fae.
Oh,
Mm.
And
Ooh.
so
Wow.
I've grown up this warrior fae. I've grown up. I was a tomboy. I did
Mm-hmm.
I fought. I fought, and I was the
Hmm.
adventurer, and I would do things that girls didn't do, and I would get myself in predicaments, being the explorer and the rock climber and the cliff jumping off. I was just
Mm-hmm.
always daring, and I fear nothing. I do fear, but anyways, Halloween just brings all that out, and it
mm.
Mm-hmm.
lets me feel more natural, and just, I don't know, the spooky stories, the horror movies, it's that adrenaline rush that Halloween has to offer. And I
Hmm.
think, in a nutshell, I
Yes.
could go on, but
Hmm.
in a nutshell, that's Halloween, and that's why I like it.
Hmm. I can relate. Yes.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny is usually I hear those holidays. I guess it really depends, like what circle of people is it? Because I never hear someone say, "Oh, I love President's Day." But I guess if you have people who are like into politics or something like that,
Mm,
it's something that will appeal to them. I don't know.
Uh,
Anyways,
not me. All
so
I knew is I liked those days because we had off from school.
yeah, up from school, there's food. You get to see your family. There's
No
a lot of things
President's
involved.
Day. Yay! Don't have to go to school today.
I,
Yep.
I think that people who like President's Day are the same people who like January 6th Day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
we were talking about
What you gonna do?
the Halloween costumes back in the 60s and 70s, that plastic face and
Oh, the
stuff.
plastic
Oh
mask.
yeah.
But
It's
I
no good.
remember
I
in the
think that's probably
70s.
why I had cancer from breathing in those masks
Oh, I'm telling you.
as a kid.
I got a Tinkerbell costume for Halloween, and I was so disappointed because the bottom of the plastic um, costume was straight and it wasn't jaggedy. And I don't know, my mom
It
may
will
have
break
finally cut it
easy.
out for me. And I
It
was
will
so
break easily.
disappointed. I wanted to be Tinkerbell and wings those costumes back then were spooky and scary.
Yeah, I
I
remember I
had the
had
Casper or the Wonder
Yeah.
Woman.
with the plastic mask with all like I don't know, it
Yeah.
was a weird material. It wasn't like plastic. It was sort of like a hard vinyl.
I was just gonna say a more like
Yeah.
a uh,
And the costume was vinyl too. Cause I remember it's a costume I had. I was Fred Flintstone one year, and I had like the mask and the whole costume was like the whole bodysuit, but like you will stretch your legs and it will rip easily.
Hmm.
It was weird.
Yeah, but
Anyways,
I remember the excitement of going out and picking a brand new one every year. That was always
mm-hmm.
fun too.
So,
Yeah, and the
Ramon, what was
box.
your Halloween thing this year? You didn't share this year.
This year, no, this year we didn't. We decided not to do it, which is like the first year in so many.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
no,
yeah.
nothing
That
this
because
year.
we were, my partner and I, we were like so busy with work and yeah, we didn't
Last
feel
year or
like
this year? Because we are now in
this year.
2025.
This
Year.
2024
Yeah.
Okay,
on
well,
2024.
okay. This
Yeah,
year I was thinking
but
2025.
yeah,
Okay.
2023 was witches and vampires. I was a disco vampire. Uh, yeah, I was a disco vampire with like afro and everything.
oh my
Um,
gosh.
the year before was like sugar skulls. The one before
I
that
did
was
that.
like really creepy and gory. So like every year
Ooh,
there's a theme.
I don't
Okay.
like gory.
Love it.
Because
So
Ramon mentioned this, so he reminded me. So,
That's
my
a mighty
husband,
big ball you got there.
thank you. This is my husband's costume one year. He put on a tuxedo, and
oh
then
my
this is
gosh.
his mask.
ah,
Oh my
love
gosh.
it.
And yeah,
Oh
Disco
wow! How did
Queen,
he see out of
Disco
that?
Queen.
it's right here, like it's almost transparent. You could see out, but
Oh,
you can't
oh,
see it.
love
Oh
that.
my
Oh, that is
god,
Isn't
that's
that
so
amazing?
cool.
clever.
I love
It's
it.
That's
amazing. Love it.
badass.
So the theme is Disco Queen. Is that what it
He's
is?
the disco king. Yeah.
King.
Okay, that's a
Only one, and
crown.
only
Love
one
it.
queen in that household, right, Scarab?
That was
Oh,
awesome.
Ramon, this has been
So
fun. Thank
It
it
you.
was.
was
It
a
has
fun
been.
Thank
show.
you.
Talking
Ramon,
with
we
all of
have
you.
missed you. We have
Oh
missed
my God!
you. We have
Yes.
missed you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm glad to be back. Thank you for your love and support always.
And you have a
Even
beautiful
if when
voice, Ramon.
thank
Thank
you
you for
very
sharing
much.
that with us. I
Of
love the
course,
music.
yeah. And thank you for, to my awesome friends who kept in touch with me during this time.
Mhm.
And this show was fun. It was,
Yes. Yes.
talking of other things in our lives, our experiences, and it was
Mhm.
fun combining it also with tarot and sharing it with
Yes,
all of
that was
you.
Hmm.
fun
It was
too.
very
And the
insightful
cards
how
were
it
Yes.
so
worked out.
synchronistic. I loved it.
Exactly,
Yes.
Ginger.
Yeah.
And I'm
My
looking
cards
forward to
match.
share this show with other peoples in the community. Maybe we can
Yeah.
have repeats and different combinations
I
of
would love to
people.
do it again. Definitely.
Hmm.
Yes, yes. With other people, we can combine it, combine new stories and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, everybody who hung up till the end of the show, who
Yes. And
stick
thank you to
by.
all the
Thank you.
moderators. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your support. And I'm looking forward to see you again in a future show. All right. Until
Hey,
then,
blessings, everyone.
thank you
Yes.
very
Thank
much,
you.
Miss Linda.
Good.
Until then, blessings to
Mwah.
all, and
Bye.
we'll see you next time. Bye to everyone.